All right, so first things first, okay, let's try to get a feel for how that hip moves. It's going to move up and back. Okay, back. Okay. Now let's narrow up that stance just a little bit for me. Okay, so we're going to give you a little bit more chest bend, just a little bit. There we go. There you go. Feel how we kind of pinch the knees in just a little bit. Okay. We want to try to keep our knees just inside of our feet or just on top of our feet, not outside of our ankles. Does that make sense? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now we're pushing that right hip back the way that we want. Okay, I'm going to give you a little tilt and turn drill here in just a minute to kind of help you out with that too, to really give you a feel. All right, let's take a look as we kind of come on through here. Okay. A little bit of an earlier release, just a little bit, okay? But I think that's because we got our body moving kind of a lot, a little bit, so we're getting that club back to us. Okay, good. All right, great finish. I love how the arms are out extended from us. That's really good. That's what we want to look for right there. Good job. Okay, follow through looks pretty good. All right. All right, so number one, reverse pivot that I see there, okay? Number two, hip motion, okay? So let me give you a little drill for what we want, and now it's gonna feel kind of strange to you, but what I want you to kind of do is I want you to make a few swings, okay? Where what you're going to do is you're gonna look at the glass on the backswing, and then you're gonna look at the screen on the follow through, okay? So give me a swing looking at the glass, and then looking at the screen. Better. Okay. I'm going to work on that club face here in a bit, but right now. Turn. Good. Okay. Now one thing we want to kind of do here, set up for me, up to the back, to the top of the backswing. Allow that left knee to come back. Give me just a little flex in that guy. There you go. All right. Good. Now you're getting your spine back behind the ball, okay, instead of ahead of it. Okay? So now you have your spine right in line with the ball. Okay? Good. And then arms are going to be up over here.
Ooh.
Right?
That feels different.
Right? And then you see where you're...
Kind of, is there like a check for that? I mean,
What I typically, this is my feel, is I want to have my hands as far away from my right ear as possible. Okay? So up, right? I don't want to get it too down here, then I get strapped. Okay? Up a little bit, just a little bit. Okay? Good. Okay. So if we look at John Rahm here just a little bit, he's a little bit short, but that's okay. There's a few other people. All right, but you see where his left elbow or left arm is in relationship to his shoulder?
Yeah, he looks like he has his...
Yeah, he has his bowed left wrist, right? But what's he, this is the thing that gets me, right? Is that a lot of people are like, well, I want this bowed left wrist because I want to square up the club face. It does work with amateurs a little bit that way, but the big thing for these guys you've got to remember is that John hits a cut. So right? So he hits a cut. So what does Colin Morikawa hit? A cut. What does DJ hit? A cut. They all have that bowed left wrist. It works for amateurs to get the face back to square, but these guys, it's so close that they have to over-rotate to keep that face square to open. So it's just not a plausible move, if you ask me.
Understood.
Okay. So, with that being said, let's take a swing down the line here and see what we have there, okay? Any questions right now, Heath?
No, sir.
Okay. Just trying to give you a good diagnosis right now and then give you the right remedy. It's okay. All right, So as we take a look down the line here, let's see. All right. So one thing I can kind of see here with the takeaway, okay, is that we kind of lift just a little bit off the start. All right. Oh, come on.
I did not mean to turn my head like that. I had to look at the glass drill in my head still, so.
That's okay. All right, so you can see how your hands kind of move up and away from this line a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. If we look at really anybody, okay, watch what their hands do. See how it kind of stays and goes back on that line right there?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big move for us right there. Okay. If we can do that, that's going to keep that club face square on that first 6 inches or so.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Here.
Oh, so over the top.
Yeah. Okay. But the big thing I wanted to take a look at here and see, so you have some understanding. Okay, so that's what we call early extension. And that's part of your issue for over the top. Does that make sense? Because your pelvis is coming towards me. Right? Okay. So a few things I would ask of you, especially for early extension. One, can you touch your toes?
Nope.
Okay, so there's one issue right there, I can tell you right there. The other, if you can't do that, then the other thing I would talk to you about is how much core strength do you have? Because if I don't have a lack of core strength, I can't pull that back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I should be good there.
Okay, so what we want to kind of work on, at least for our early extension, is to get our hamstrings loosened up. Does that make sense? Because if they don't have enough stretch back there, they're going to go this way a little bit, right? Okay, and our hip flexors a little bit. Okay, good. All right, but I do like where the arm is there. I'd much rather see that. We don't need to see the face at the screen, but I like where we're getting at. Okay, you see that your hip's turning way more back behind you now than off to the side. Okay, takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's do this. I want to give you a drill first and foremost to give you a feel. And actually, set up one time. I just want to kind of see one thing real quick with you, please. So I'm going to take this hand off. Okay. When you grip this, just grip it with your left hand for me, please. Okay. I want you to raise the club up and down. Is it fairly easy, or is there a struggle to it?
No, that's easy.
Okay. So I'm going to just kind of check with this here. I'm going to put it right here in the fingers a little bit. Put that pad just a little bit over top right there. Okay. Can you give me a hinge now? Is it a little bit easier or a little bit harder?
Feels the same.
Okay. Okay. So my question to you is, when you grip the club, do you feel it in your fingers?
Yeah, only recently I've been concentrating on that.
Okay.
As not palm.
Right. Because why I'm asking that is because I see this.
Right.
Okay, that's usually a telltale sign that you have the grip in more in the palm instead of the fingers. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that's key, right? Because this is the only thing that connects us to the ball through the club, right? So I want to make sure that left hand is good. Okay, left hand dominates pretty much the whole swing. This guy's just along for the ride.
Gotcha.
Okay, and if I bring this guy on in, we interlock or overlap. Okay, interlock. Okay, good. And then I'm going to get this guy over here. Okay, does that feel different to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I get your hand too far under,
Just don't feel like the side of my thumb is on the grip, not the pad. So.
perfect, perfect. You want to feel it right here on the side of your thumb right here.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'll kind of, here, let me kind of do this for you real quick. So I'm just going to kind of grab this guy right here so you get a good feel for, good, right, feel it in your fingers, good. Bring this guy in, and then there, feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's going to take a little time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because if I have you put your thumb on here right there, press, you feel the tension going up your, yeah, that's not good for our wrists. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's what we want to do for a grip right there. That's going to take a little time for us to get to right here.
Yeah,
But if I have this a little bit too far under, okay, that can leave that face open for us as we come through.
Gotcha.
Okay? Go. All right, now, let me give you a drill for a tilt and turn, okay? To kind of give you that feel for the hip turn. I want to get rid of that reverse pivot, if anything, today, for sure. I mean, that's kind of a killer. Here. Okay. Let me kind of demonstrate this for you. Take my alignment rods. There they are. So I'm going to take one alignment rod, put it right here on the ground, and take another, and I'm going to put it right across my shoulders. Okay. Now, if you stand right on over there and kind of watch me, please. Okay. So you can see in the video that you're kind of more like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See where that stick's at? Kind of pointing down, hips up. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves in this position. We're going to take the tip of this and we're going to turn it to the top of this little device here. We're not going to go past this little thing right here.
Okay.
Okay, so here, here.
Got it.
Okay. I want you to notice what my right hip's doing here. Okay, you see that turning back behind me?
Yep.
Okay. So you can tell that when you look down the line here, that the bottom part of my spine is closer to the target than the top of my spine.
Okay.
Okay. Where we see with you what a reverse pivot would be this.
Yep.
The opposite. Okay. So we want to get in this position. Just turn this thing down to about a 45-degree angle. You might feel like it or so. Boom. Okay.
Yep.
Let's jump on in here and do that. That's going to give you a different feel, I think. So is the 18-year-old going to go be a SEAL or something?
Was your foot inside or outside that leg?
Just on the inside of that.
Good.
Good. All right. There you go. Okay. Let that lead knee drift back just a little bit for you. Chin up just a little bit for me. There we go. There you go. Okay. A few things here. Move your knees back just a little bit. Now you're good. You got a good stance there. So I'm going to move your knees just a little bit. Give me a little bit more waist bend. Bend from the waist. There we go. Good. So come on through here and give me your turn. There you go. Okay. Now, my question to you, go ahead and do that one time for me. Okay. Where do you notice your weight or pressure at?
I feel like I'm loaded on my front like a lot.
Yeah, we need to get loaded on our back foot, okay?
All right.
All right, so what I want you to kind of feel, right, when we know we're doing this correct, we should feel some pressure into our heel area, and we should feel a little pressure in our inseam, okay? Just a little bit tall, feel tall. There you go, good. Just go right across your shoulder. There you go, okay? Okay. Better. Good. Okay. Feel like you're standing a little bit taller. I want you to feel like you're standing tall for me. There you go. Perfect. Much better. Okay. So you're a guy who played basketball, right? So one thing I kind of see with you with your setup, right, is you're kind of a lot of bent knees, kind of crouched over a little bit, right? Now let me ask you, when you're guarding somebody in basketball, you never guarded anybody like that, did you?
No, but I mean, I think that's why your knee bend is because your defensive posture.
Yeah. But what we want to
But
kind of...
not
Correct.
where I'm wanting to fall over.
Absolutely. We want to feel like if I were to carry a big old 50-pound sack of potatoes, right, and I had to lift with my legs, kind of more of this motion, right, instead of kind of being bent over like this, right? It's a very defensive posture, right? We're guarding our chest is what we're doing. We want to kind of feel like we're up and exposed with our chest a little bit.
All right.
Okay? That's going to help us rotate a lot better. Okay? Good. There you go. Much better. It probably doesn't feel like you're moving as much, does it?
No.
Okay, good. Do me a favor, turn and hold. Where do you feel the pressure at in your feet? Okay, good. That's
Back and insole.
perfect, perfect. So now you're starting to understand where that pressure needs to be, right? When we talk to professionals, right, they go, hey, where are some of the feels that you have? They all feel it in their feet. They're not worried about their hands, their shoulder turn or anything. They're all worried about where they feel it in their feet, right? So kind of important that we make sure that we harness that sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me have you take a look at this guy compared to the other one, right? So you see how you're all crunched over, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Much better turn. Okay?
Yeah, I see the difference.
Right? So this is something that I would like for you to do in the mirror.
Sure.
You know, probably for at least 2 weeks to a month, right? Give yourself 10, 15 minutes a night in the mirror, something like that. Get used to this feeling. One, we're going to get a feeling for it, but two, we're going to get a visual image by looking in the mirror, right? And so when you're out there on the course, this is why it's important. When we're out there on the course, you have some kind of blueprint in your head what I'm supposed to look like in my swing. Does that make sense? And there's a small window of reality where my imagination and reality come to sense as long as I'm, thinking about that. Does that make sense? Okay? Good. All right. So let's put that into use here, okay? And the other thing I want to kind of address here just a little bit is ball position, okay? I think that's pretty paramount as well, okay? You've got a 9-iron there in your hands?
8.
8? Okay. So go ahead and set up for me the way that you like to, and I just want to kind of show you something here and kind of maybe explain a little something to you. So, stay right there. Good. I'm going to hold the club back on out for me. Okay. So, one thing I see here is we've got a lot of forward shafting here. Okay. Which is giving your angle of attack down, which is good. Okay. But we fight one problem here. Okay. Because I have this forward, you know that it would be open. That's how it should be. All right. So the more I move something this way, see how it opens? See how I do this? The more it closes. Okay. What you do is you get it forward and then you turn the toe.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in reality, that would make sense, but the world of physics doesn't allow that. Because once I hit this ball onto the outside, it spins out to the right. Does that make sense? Okay. So we want to make sure that we're hitting it to the inside, but then making sure that we close the club face. Okay. So, if you kind of take a look at me here real quick. All right. So if you stand right over here, this is what I see with your position right here. Okay. It's kind of more like this here.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Is that kind of more where you're at?
Looks like it.
Okay. I'm going to be a little bit more up in the middle, up in my stance with the 9-iron, and I'm going to have the face more square. Okay. And that way I can get to the inside part of that ball, right? And then what I really want to kind of feel is my forearms rotating the face closed. Okay. I don't want to try to set it this way and try and manipulate the face. Does that make sense? I want to use that tool the way it's meant to be. So much more up and then forward. Okay. All right. So here we go. Very good. So whenever we practice, Heath, with our alignments and stuff like that, get this right here. Okay, so that's about the center of your stance, right? You see how you're playing that back of center?
Yeah.
Okay, we want to have that at least center of our stance or forward of it. So I want it here. All right. So this is going to be the big mind blower for you. All right, so I get that right there. Okay, that's more the middle. Good. There we go. There we go. Okay. You could probably give me a little bit wider stance, just a smidge. There we go. Good. A little less knee bend. There you go. Good. So now the butt of the club is pointing just left of your navel.
Okay.
Okay, about 1 inch left of your navel. Okay. And now what I want to kind of see here is take the club and raise it up towards me just like this. Okay. Is your face closed, open, or square?
It's closed to me.
All right, so that's probably square, am I right? Okay, make sure that you have your hands adjusted accordingly, how you want it. Okay. Now I'm going to put this on the ground. To you, it's probably going to look wide open. Does that make sense? Okay, bring it on down. Does that look wide open to you?
Yeah.
Right. So our eye has gotten used to the idea of having that face kind of hooded a little bit. Okay. Now, if you're on a good day, right, we're hitting pulls, we're going dead left, right? And if we're kind of leaving the face a little bit open with this path, it's going to start going towards our target and just peeling hard right. Does that make sense?
All right.
Okay. So there we go. Good. Much better. Okay. Good. That seems pretty stiff, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to kind of loosen you up here a little bit. There you go. All right, feel that face closing. You can take over. Loosen up those forearms. Loosen up those wrists. There you go. You feel that face closing now?
Hard to tell, I'll be honest.
Okay, here we go. All right, feel that? You feel how much looser you are?
Yeah, definitely that.
Okay, that's what we're trying to go for. But now you can see, right, so as we come through here, you see how that face is closing a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I can tell with you, you've got a lot of tension in your hands and forearms here, right?
Yeah.
So we want to kind of, there we go. There we go. Okay, let that club swing, right? That's what it's supposed to do. Okay, when you see me swing this club, it's not violently down, it's this. Right? Allow your wrist to rotate. There you go. Okay? That's going to help you close the club face. Okay? Just give me a small swing here, okay? And try to kill it. Center. So I want you to move this way for me. Yep, there you go. Okay. Good. There we go. Now we're starting to get there. So with me moving the ball up in your setup, just think about it this way. It gives your face extra time to close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's too far back, it doesn't have a chance to rotate and close, okay? Good. Okay. Just a little bit up in our setup, okay? Now, let me take a look at the face. Point the face straight up to me. Straight up. Are we closed? Open?
Closed.
Okay. So you're doing a lot of good stuff. We got the ball up in our setup. We just got to get used to having this face, okay? Because that was a really good swing. It's just the face started off closed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. One more. Take a look at this one on video, okay, partner? Let's take a look. Okay. So a couple good things here. Club path has been positive all the way through. Okay, face angle's got to close a little bit, or maybe a little drill for that. But let's see how we're doing with our setup. Okay, I'm liking the feet a little bit better, a little bit closer together. Good. Our circle is still where it needs to be, which is good. Starting to get a little bit more of that reverse pivot out, right? Not nearly as much. I'm starting to see that right hip turn back behind us a little bit better. Okay. One thing I'd like to kind of see or might help you a little bit here is, do you feel like the left shoulder is kind of going into the chin a little bit?
Maybe.
Okay. Let's just try to get our chin up a little bit so we can get our shoulder underneath it just a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right, so let's just take a second and look at the face here. Okay. You can see that the club's pretty well behind us and pretty well open there.
Okay.
Okay, so as you're swinging, all right, kind of give you an idea here. As you're kind of swinging, it's kind of like this.
Yeah.
Okay, right, and you see where that face is? If I come back, right, okay. So, getting back to, our takeaway here, and getting that toe to point more down than out like that, okay? So, getting that wrist movement here to go up, okay? So you can see when I go right down the line here, I would drop that club and it would drop on my shoulders, right? But if I get here like this, right?
Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you just kind of set up for me, kind of give you a feel for the takeaway a little bit and where we want to kind of be. Good work. Here we go. Okay. Bring it back. So, okay, here. Remember the hands down that line? Yep, good. Here. There you go. See where our face is?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I brought you just straight down here and through, see where I'm at?
Yep.
Okay, now if we go the other way, here, and then I bring you on here.
Open.
Right, you see how much your hands are ahead?
Way open.
Right, okay. So hand tap has a lot to do with it, right? Okay. So, yeah. Okay.
And
Don't be afraid about how
I was gonna say that wrist, the cup. Don't be afraid of the cup
Don't be
wrist.
afraid of that. I think it's just gotten such a bum rap. I want it as straight as possible, right? But what I don't want to start seeing, right, and I don't want to start seeing this thing get way open here where we can't close it. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, if I just kind of do it relatively, just like this, and then I can really rotate and turn, I can square that face up, right? But if I get it really bowed and back over here and I turn, right?
Way open still.
Degrees of turn, right? I mean, it really comes down to that. But don't be afraid of having a little cup in the wrist. It's not the end of the world. I think it's just gotten a bad rap. Yeah, now your wrist is really flat compared to where it needs to be. Okay, good. Okay, now if you just swing down a little bit for me, right? And then release your hands. Oh, we're square, right? Okay. I just think the old YouTube guys have gotten so big on this bowed left wrist because it's new and cool.
I've talked about it at least 2 or 3 times since I've been here, so you know where I've
Oh yeah,
picked it up from, right?
absolutely. Hey, a lot of people do, and trust me, there's a lot of good things to it, but there's a lot of things that I think it's misunderstood about it as well. Okay. All right. Any questions of what we're working on, Heath?
No, I'm good.
Okay, there's a lot going on here, I know. The big thing is, as far as anything goes, the big thing I want to try to get rid of today is the reverse pivot, the body movement. If we can get you to kind of turn more behind the ball and then kind of run up to the ball instead of have everything here and then trying to catch the ball on the way back through. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Give me a couple swings here. Let the mind go. Just try to feel a few things, okay? Don't try to perform, just try to hit. Ball a little bit more up in our setup. Okay, I want you to move this way. Annoyingly up. Make it annoyingly up. Yep, yep, yep. For right now, hands a little bit back. There you go. Right, so a few things here, right? The reverse pivot is kind of a part of what we've kind of done with our setup, right? With the ball being back, you've done this to feel like you're getting behind the ball. But once I put it up there, then you can really turn behind the ball and run and go get it, okay? You want to chase that ball down the fairway.